Cities represent the great hope for this country, and we have to have a president who recognizes that there's a necessity to have a partnership between the federal government and local government to meet the challenges, but also to maximize the opportunities that cities present.
We know what the problems are in this country. People know that you have to invest in cities. We're waiting for somebody to actually say it. We're waiting for somebody to actually have the guts to come out and do it. We don't have a passionate voice for cities on a national level.
Whatever the federal government is not doing or what states are not doing, all of those problems show up at our doorsteps in cities all across America.
We've been suffering through 8 years of mostly neglect.
I've often said that the President of the United States ought to consider him or herself as running for mayor of the United States, because at the end of the day, more and more people are living in cities in America, more and more people are moving into cities in America. Cities contribute to almost 90% of our economic output in America.
I would certainly say that every candidate for president and ultimately vice president should have an understanding of the fact that the vast majority of Americans still do live in cities or at least in urbanized areas.
There is a need to not only articulate an urban agenda, but to recognize that there needs to be one.
It is no longer a nice conversation. It is a necessity.
It's not a question of having, whether you have an urban agenda or a non-urban agenda. Your agenda has to be, a large component of any presidential agenda has to focus on urban areas, because that's where people live, that's where we create jobs, that's where we have the greatest challenges.
I think the nomination process certainly has a negative effect on the coverage of cities, because while presidential candidates are raising substantial amounts of money in cities, they are spending it in Iowa, in New Hampshire, and in South Carolina.
There's no conversation and no coverage of urban issues in the media.
The fact of the matter is that the federal government has been almost absent in addressing the issues of our cities.
I am certainly looking forward to the election in 2008 to help unstick us, to unglue us, to get us some momentum through the campaign and the debate and then in Congress under the leadership of a dynamic and president who will take these issues one at a time and help to get America back on track.
Urban America, to me, is really the future of America. And that's really why I think when a person talks about a new economic agenda, it should talk about empowering urban workers. When they talk about a sustainable environment, they should talk about helping cities become the sustainable center points of a green economy. Even when they're talking about issues of war and peace, they should talk about the fact that cities are really the statues of liberties of the 21st century. We welcome everyone, and we really are the key, I think, to opening up to the rest of the globe.